Now, some of you may not believe how insane New York's bail reform laws are.
That's
but
crazy.
They are insane.
That's
like
exactly
this guy,
why
who was
these
101 times for shoplifting and let go every time because of New York's bail reform laws. Or this who was arrested for 3 assaults in one day, even threw a brick through a store window. He was released every single time.
What the hell is going on? Bro, when they say New York is Gotham City, bro, they're not lying, bro. New York is literally Gotham City. What's up with y'all? Y'all see the title and the thumbnail. Not gonna lie, this might be the craziest video Tommy G ever did, man.
Easy, Tiger, easy.
I lost my voice.
Easy. Come on.
Bro, is this YouTube legal?
How many police chases do you think you've been in?
30, I think.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how wanted would you say you are?
Probably
30.
Nobody's more wanted than me.
I wasn't lying when I said these guys are wanted.
This is the most dangerous video Tommy G ever been in. 100%, man. 100%. This is like up there with that one video where he was with the Mexican gang in Chicago. They had an actual shootout. This one, bro, he's in the car with this man while he's driving like this. I lost my voice.
Hello, folks. I'm Tommy G. I'm
Nah, Tommy G, you're losing your mind. Tommy G is... Nah, bro.
Swim team, you already know what's going on. I love NYPD. Swim team, the dream team.
So buckle up, folks. This is going to be a wild ride. One day in the safety of my home,
Tommy G is insane.
I started to get bombarded by DMs imploring me to explore these 2 drivers named Squeeze Benz and Where's 981. When I looked at their pages, their driving shocked me. I would describe their videos as daring, dangerous, and reckless. I'm fascinated by the human desire to push limits and go against the grain. I'm fascinated by the daredevils and outlaws of the world. Young men in particular love to do this in a variety of ways. Evel Knievel shot himself out of a cannon. Philip Petit tightrope walked across the Twin Towers.
Evel Knievel. I knew who that was, but I just never knew. My goodness, that's Evel Knievel.
Tano climbed up cliffs without a rope, and fighter Darren Till cut weight until he went blind. The question that comes to mind when you look at this behavior is what compels someone to push themselves to such lengths and risk injury or death. In today's video, we investigate this daredevil behavior in the form of reckless drivers who are causing
adrenaline. This is like a drug, y'all.
New York.
It's like taking the drugs, bro. It's like drugs, bro.
7th Avenue, the driver sped off, slamming into cars, driving on the sidewalk, and even hitting a dining shed.
But there's a twist in the story, because these guys don't just risk their own necks in the stunts, they also risk the lives of innocent pedestrians and the law enforcement that chases them. These guys regularly go on police chases and evade police helicopters. Today, we interview them face to face and talk morality, ethics, danger, and their motivation for their behavior. Let's dive in and go boots.
It ain't gonna be nothing. There's nothing for them. They're not making money. They're not doing, like, are y'all making money doing this? Like, I don't see no reason to be doing this, bro. If it's not like street racing or some profit in it.
Purely for educational purposes. We want to stress that the behavior
like, look at this.
in this video is dangerous, illegal, and should never be imitated.
Exactly.
Remember, it only takes one bad crash to ruin your life or someone else's.
Like,
please
bro,
drive responsibly. Thank you.
I don't even know. This is gonna be Tommy G, one of his biggest videos. No ads on it. Highly dangerous.
We wanted to know how everyday people felt about this kind of driving. We had some extra time to kill at the New York and went around showing people videos of Squeeze Benz and Where's 981 driving. Here's what they had to say about it. What do you think of that?
It's just dangerous. I think if the police go after them, it's a bit dangerous because everyone else at risk.
He's probably going 120, 130 right now. See how there's some close calls?
I feel like he thinks he's in a video game. That stuff pisses me off. So I got kids that are on those roads too. When that guy hits one of my kids, he'll say, I don't know what happened.
I could tell this guy a million times.
That's literally what they say.
He's gonna do it anyways. What do you think about that?
It makes me mad. I get it. All kids, they're bred to do that, right? But it's irresponsible.
He dead ass gonna be like, I don't know what happened.
From not only multiple police, but also helicopters. What's your reaction on that?
I believe it. I just feel like it's really selfish. I feel like he should get his license taken away for some period of time and probably have to go.
He need to go to fucking jail.
Driving classes, maybe.
Driving classes? No, he needs to go to jail.
Commensurate with like attempted manslaughter or something like. I mean, that's in effect. You're putting people at risk intentionally when you go a certain speed over the speed limit.
There we go.
Mother or father,
what would you get his license taken away?
Selfish idiot. One of these days, somebody somebody is gonna get in his way and that person's gonna end up dead, or many people are gonna end up dead. And if he ends up dead, that's his consequence for what he does, but nobody else deserves to have that kind of risk. It's no different than someone who's really drunk getting behind the wheel of a car and driving when they have no control. I mean, your car is actually like a weapon of mass destruction.
It is, bro. Cars are fucking
worse than being drunk and getting behind the wheel, because you're actively making the choice to put other people's lives at risk.
Cars are mass destruction. Y'all don't get it, bro. Cars are mass destruction, bro. It's just so crazy how we casually just get in the car and just drive, and it's our form of transportation. We're kind of stuck with this in our society right now. Whole time is like, bro, these are weapons.
Someone's gonna end up dying, and that'll be that.
That can ruin hundreds of people's lives. Like if a kid in a school were to die, everybody in the school
it's a ripple
mourning for that one person.
Oh yeah, he's tripping. Not safe at all.
If he hits somebody, do you think it should be manslaughter or first degree?
I say manslaughter because you know what you're doing. Like you're just driving crazy. Like
what would you tell him if you could say something to him?
I'd be like, slow down.
What do you think about driving like this?
Shit, crazy.
It's terrible. I don't like it.
Like you better stay away from that.
Yeah.
What should be the penalty if he's caught? Manslaughter or first degree? That's some other debate.
If he hits somebody, you mean if he kills somebody? It's vehicular manslaughter.
This guy has an ability to get away from multiple police vehicles.
That's so crazy.
Helicopters.
Right.
So he hasn't been caught. Yesterday, he got away from a helicopter.
Where, in New York or California?
New York.
Wow. What kind of car is he renting?
Lamborghini.
I could see I was out running the cops. I guess
renting is crazy. So you think he renting? You don't think he own that shit? That crazy, man. I know he own that, bro. He is not renting. He's not rent. He own it. That's his car, bro.
You could hope for him hitting a telephone pole. Turn yourself in, brother. You're a reckless driver and you're gonna hurt innocent people.
He was drunk. He was drunk.
We're on our way to meet Squeeze Benz. Recently, he's been making the news for his high-speed stunts. While some people see his driving as exhilarating or exciting, there's a rising sentiment that this sort of behavior unnecessarily endangers innocent drivers and pedestrians. He sent us the address of a random parking garage and told us to pull up. This is what we encountered. Folks, we're on the way to talk to one of the most wanted drivers in New York, Squeeze Benz. This kid does stuff that makes my butthole pucker up. Pause. This guy is reckless. This guy is extreme. This guy drives at a very high speed. I do not drive like this. You shouldn't drive like this, and there's a reason why I'm not getting into their cars while they're driving this fast. It's dangerous. It's reckless. It's scary. Disclaimer,
shit, crazy.
Don't do this at home. He's kind of like a high-speed fugitive. I'm always interested in the outlaws of the world, people that live on the edge. Humans, especially men, are always pushing the limits of danger. But one distinction I want to make is Evel Knievel only harms himself if he fails. The UFC fighters are both signing up. They're in mutual combat. But these guys, if something goes wrong, they harm innocent civilians.
They fuck people up, bro.
That, but then ask him about
they fuck people up, bro.
The testing
danger. You think he give a fuck? He don't give a fuck, bro. He don't care.
This is not a product placement. I do not want a partnership with Celsius. I do not drink your drinks every single trip multiple times a day. I don't absolutely love your drink. Guys, if you want to hit me up, please do. I would love to talk to you. Otherwise, I'll probably hit up Prime, and you know how that goes. So we're pulling up to meet Squeeze Benz. I'm excited. I hope you are too. You know, high speed must be an issue around here if they have a Mustang NYPD car that's got some zip to it. RIP Mainstream Media. It's been a great run. Kudos to you for lasting as long as you have. But it's it. I mean, that's your finish.
Honestly, Mainstream Media is disappearing.
Mainstream Media.
It is, bro.
Available. TommyGMcGee.com. Oh,
this shit disappearing.
What the f is this, Batman, dude? On a scale of 1 to 10, how wanted would you say you are?
Probably a 10. Nobody's more wanted than me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Y'all, I ain't even gonna say it.
Started like about a year ago. I got my first Benz, and I always did like little driving videos, and I never really took it to nothing. And then my boy started saying like, you know, mad people are blowing up off this, and I was just like, you know, that's just how it started.
I'm curious, like,
bruh, though he did not say he started doing this because people are blowing up on the internet. No way his homie told him mad people blowing up doing this. So shit, you might as well do it. Bro, you're driving like that. Oh my goodness. Cause you trying to be on the internet, you trying to blow up on the internet. That's so crazy. I thought it was gonna be I love the thrill, I love driving, I just love driving fast, man. I was racing when I was this age. Bro, you just wanted to to grow on the internet. Oh my God, bro.
At one point a Mercedes-Benz. I'm sure you go through a lot of different cars. Are you going on tour and just driving people's cars all crazy? You guys getting your own cars? Like, tell me about that.
I had my own car for a bit, but then I changed it up because I did get chased a lot. So I just realized, like, you know, doing long-term rentals is just a way better route. And then obviously I don't tell these guys I'm street bent.
Did you ever get blown up by the tour people asking what the hell happened?
They do ask, and then like I kind of just like, you know, I'm just driving the car, you know what I mean?
You mix danger, but there's also other people at risk when you do
So
that.
he is renting.
So what do you think about the element of danger for that?
I've been doing this since like real shit since I was 9. I used to
I
take
knew
my
it.
dad's car out and I used to just bug out. I've been doing this for so long now that I feel like I did have some professional at it. Like, you know, niggas know like that's how I drive.
Nigga, please be black. Please be black. Afro Hispanic, Afro Middle East, Afro something. Please have a piece of black in you, please.
I've gone out with people.
I bet you he's Dominican. Please be Dominican.
How fast do you go?
Puerto Rican,
there's been
something.
a video on live where I've gone one-handed 210 miles an hour.
Filming with one hand, driving with the other, 210 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's insane. Did that scare you?
Not really, just to build up a tolerance of just speed.
Do you feel like the police watch your Instagram?
100%, they do.
Let's pop in the car and keep the conversation going.
Tommy G in the field with the criminals. Tommy G in the field with the criminals. Tommy G is throwing the subliminal. All right, I'm sorry.
How many people normally out compared to like, am I in the high end of
Not the high end.
That's okay. Does your mom worry about you?
I told her she don't even want to hear the things that I'm doing. She be getting scared because she know I be doing shit, like, you know what I mean?
Do you know any friends that have gotten really hurt or died doing this?
My boy, he was racing and he macked up and he hit his head and his head like split open a little bit. He needed stitches, but like other than that, nothing's ever happened.
That's why they drive like that still. Nothing's ever happened.
New York, how hard is it to evade capture or awareness of the police?
Super easy. A lot of people like they be doing crimes with their plates on. Like, I mean, if I go and run from the cops, I'm gonna make sure I either have altered plates or no plates at all.
New York City is home to one of the most advanced camera surveillance networks on the planet. An Amnesty International project identified that there are more than 25,000 public and private cameras at traffic intersections across the city. This camera technology can capture faces and other details from up to 400 feet away. This infrastructure isn't cheap either. This camera technology, combined with cell phone tracking tools, spyware, and facial recognition, racked up nearly $3 billion in expenditures from the NYPD from 2007.
This is where y'all spending y'all money?
When street racers run rampant in the city, it's easy for governments to make the argument to increase the surveillance in order to shut down this reckless and deadly behavior. However, this same technology can also be used to capture the profiles of millions of civilians on a daily basis, something that is currently happening in China and that many Americans are afraid of. As technology such as AI facial recognition and high-def cameras increase in quality, this is a challenge we are going to have to wrestle with to ensure the very tech that
2027
also doesn't grow too powerful to infringe upon our freedoms.
2027, the infringement of our freedom, y'all.
What are the different
We're gonna be like China. Everything on one app. Everything got on one thing.
This is a lot of tickets to it.
You did a video in Times Square recently, right?
Yeah.
I gotta send it back for all my insecurities. Maybe like some work will probably clean it back. Maybe Mickey Thompson's line locked when he slap.
Buddy, nah, dude in the car with you, bro. Dude in the car with you is actually a weirdo. I would never be in the car with bro while he doing this. I would never be in the car with bro while he doing this. Nah, bro.
Video in Times Square recently,
no,
right?
bro. Like, no, I can't believe, bro. Dude in the car with you is a weirdo. He is weird. I don't care who. You could be my blood brother, sister. If you driving like this, I'm not getting in the car with you. He is dumb. He's a dummy, bro. You could do it solo. Put your GoPro on, blah, 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 do your thing. Him in the car with you is insane. He trusts you with everything. I ain't get him to wipe that shit. What the oh my.
It only takes one mistake to permanently change or destroy somebody's life.
I do understand that. It's just like, we were also like, there was a lot of people, 12 o'clock in the morning, you seen in the video, like I stopped, looked around, made sure there was nobody and started doing donuts. And then when I was running the red lights, I'm not gonna lie, I was low-key bugging. I low-key know how to run red lights. I've been chased by Mac cops to the point where I could blow the red lights doing 60, 70. No, I'm not gonna
60, 70, dude. What is your strategy in getting away from police?
Hopping on the highway. These cops, like, they're not really built for that. It's a lot of real rookie cops now. It's a bunch of rookie cops. And these guys guys do not know how to drive on the highway.
Let's talk about how drivers like
I
Ben
believe him.
evade detection for so long. They do so by altering or covering up their license plate so the car cannot be tracked by police or the traffic cameras. Cars with this modification have been nicknamed ghost cars. Last month, a joint task force was launched between New York Governors Kathy Hochul, New York Mayor Eric Adams, the NYPD, and the MTA to crack down on the issue of ghost cars. In their first day alone, they impounded 73 cars, issued 282 court summons, and made 8 arrests. And I noticed the same thing back home in Milwaukee. The guys running through the red lights, driving the stolen cars, and driving aggressively, most of them do not have license plates. What's the longest police chase you've been in?
30 minutes, 20 minutes.
That's a pretty long chase. How many guys you think?
Damn.
I had to do like 3, 4, but the main thing was the helicopter. That was really hard to get away from. Luckily, it was late night. I was in the Porsche, and that shit does 210 miles an hour. So I just hopped on the highway. You know what I mean? The helicopter can only go so fast.
You go faster than the helicopter?
Yeah, they only like top out like 150, 140.
You crash into somebody, they get paralyzed, they die. Do you think you deserve to go to prison?
Yes.
Oh, okay. At least he's reasonable.
Prison for life. If I kill somebody, that's somebody's life. Like, that's somebody's mother, brother, cousin, whatever the case is. If somebody crashed into my mom in her car and they killed her, I want them to go to jail. You know what I mean? Maybe not for life, but just enough to get it in their head, like, you know.
What makes taking these
Bro,
risks?
why do you do it then? He's not.
Really risk to me, that's the thing. I don't really see them as risk. I see them as like, you know, me just everyday driving.
You said you've been driving since you were 9 years old?
My dad used to give me his car. You know, I used to sit on his lap when I was like 7. He used to give me the steering wheel, that, and then, you know, I hit 9. He used to send me, yo, go to AutoZone real quick. I used to go to AutoZone, Home Depot, whatever the cases. At 13, I used to start picking up my boys, and that's when I started really, like, you know, cutting up.
Oh my motherfucker. Okay, easy, Tiger. Easy.
Oh my God.
Come on. Hey. Hey. No more.
He got Tommy G smooth.
Imagine me doing that.
At 100?
Yeah, that's really nothing.
How many police chases do you think you've been in?
More than my hand. There's been so many times where like the boys just get behind us and they start chasing. Or like it's not really cases to us.
Yeah, Tommy G.
You think you're the most wanted driver in New York?
Between me and Where's 981, like Where's 981 low-key died down, I feel like I've taken over that spot, so yeah.
I'm sure there are a lot of young men that watch your content. What do you think about kids that want to go try and replicate this, copy this?
From Squeeze Benz himself, do not come try this.
This is something that you can get paralyzed, you could die. I don't drive like this, you shouldn't. Some people in this game take lots of risks, and Squeeze is one of those guys, but highly advise never to do this. How sophisticated is the camera system in New York?
It's getting more sophisticated now to where, like, you know, it'll take them probably 2-3 days to really find where you was at, you know what I mean?
How do you stash your vehicle so that the police don't trace you to your house?
I pay for a garage, I have other parking garages where I park my car.
So just like a drug dealer has trap houses, you have different...
I have trap houses, yeah.
Here we go, are you nervous
Stash garages.
Nervous.
The boys are right here.
It's over.
I'm not gonna go out on this.
Tommy G going to jail.
You were just about to smash him as he opened up his door.
I would have fucking nah, chill.
This is something that young men gravitate towards.
Adrenaline.
Let's talk about brain development in young men. The male brain does not fully mature until about 25, so their prefrontal cortex that assesses risk is not fully developed yet, which helps to explain the risky behavior we see in this segment of the population. There's a name for this: young male syndrome. This sometimes short-sighted behavior is hypothesized to have provided an evolutionary advantage. A 2001 University of Liverpool study found that females prefer brave males who take risks to the ones that do not. And if we go back thousands of years to being hunter-gatherers on the savannah, this preference makes sense, as a female would want the male that fends off the lion or stands to fight when another rival tribe approaches. Biologically, not much has changed in our brains then, but our technology has progressed much further, and it helps to explain why you see young men doing high-speed chases and drifting through Times Square. What's the craziest getaway story you have?
That'd be the one with the helicopter. I pulled up on the highway showing the truck. He was about to pull someone over, so I got behind him. I started playing with him, and I was recording. I got away, obviously. A week later, I started getting chased by 2-3 black Chargers. I'm looking up, and I see the helicopter above me, and I'm like, oh nah. It was only like my second ever helicopter chase, so my heart was bumping. I'm not knowing how hard these guys are gonna go for me right now. They're gonna set a roadblock up, something, you know what I mean? But thank God that wasn't the case.
Like a spike strip.
That's never happened to me. I don't need to give these niggas advice, but like, I don't know why don't use spike strips.
Is it hard for you not to go on?
You already gave him advice,
Honestly,
buddy.
Yeah. If New York really wanted to step their game up, they should put a place where people can do this and have fun in a safe environment. If you give us a spot, we're gonna use it.
How long do you see yourself doing this for?
This is not gonna be a forever thing. Eventually it's gonna turn into a brand.
How often do you drive?
reckless.
It's every day but to the limit.
Let's talk about reckless driving in the
Every
United States.
day?
In 2021, there were 6 million car crashes and 39,500 of them were fatal. A survey by the insurance company Nationwide found that 47% of Gen Z reported driving faster than the speed limit, and 34% of them reported video chatting while driving. Actions like this help contribute to car crashes being the leading cause of death for American teenagers. Another concerning fact is the amount of pedestrians killed by reckless driving. In 2022, there were 7,500 deaths in this manner. In New York, vehicular manslaughter is a felony that carries a steep sentence of up to 15 years.
We took 2 Polaroids, they're fresh off the press, still developing. We're gonna put them in 2 random people that buy merch in the next 48 hours. 2 people will get Squeeze Benz, Tommy G, Polaroid photos. RIP Mainstream Media, big dogs gotta eat. Hope to send this to you.
Available on Patreon only are the wild and extended cut
What the hell?
with Squeeze Benz, including one right after he got finished with a helicopter chase, extended cut interview with Swim Team, and more. This is some good shit. Patreon.
This is some good Patreon. Tommy G, shut up.
We find ourselves in another parking garage meeting with New York driver Wears981 and his crew, the Swim Team. Swimming refers to the driving technique where they cut up, weaving in and out of traffic to get where they want to go. They've gained a lot of notoriety online, and I wanted to talk to them to learn more about them.
The faster you go and the more dangerous you drive, the more views you get.
All right, guys, we're pulling up to
That
meet the
shit's so
Swim
crazy
Team.
to me.
They're one of the groups of the drivers. Why do you guys call yourself Swim Team?
This is how it started. Like, they call me float. Used to be called float apostle. So like, I guess it's like a teacher. I would teach you how to float, and then it just turned into like, you know, we started cutting up and stuff. It was almost like we were swimming through traffic, and they'll call me like Michael Phelps. So we're swimmers.
How fast do you go sometimes?
What the
I'll hit
fuck?
150 every day. It's easy to hit 150, bro.
I hit 150 every day?
No matter what. Your 50, 60 miles an hour is my 100.
Have you had any near misses?
Yeah, of course. People come to me like, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? I'm not going to try and teach you how to do it because of the simple fact that someone can get hurt. Thank you that I have not hurt anybody. It's like shooting a gun in an open field. Like, anybody can get hit with a straight bullet.
If you hit somebody and they get really injured or die, what should be the punishment you think?
I'm going to jail 1,000%.
Yeah, it's worth it. Why?
It's not worth it. That's the thing. I can't justify it, you know?
What's it like being in a
Thank
high
you,
speed
he has a
chase?
brain.
Your first time, it feels crazy, bro. It's like you're like you're scared to go home some way, somehow. You make it home. You have a little bit of a tough night of sleep that first night, and then you make it to the second night, you make it to the next night, they never come. After that, you get numb to it, you know?
What are the laws in New York for
What the
chasing people?
fuck?
Because I know in Milwaukee.
Did you hear what he just said, bro? He said you're nervous, you get home that first night, that second night, and then they just never come, and then eventually you don't even feel it no more. That's not good, bro. That's crazy. That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy.
Oftentimes they don't chase you at a certain speed because they know it results in civilian deaths a lot of times when the chase happens.
It depends on the cop, honestly. I've seen cops where one of my boys, this dude is going off-road in New York, and the cops following him off the road. It just takes that one, you know, that one cop that's just ready to be like, all right, I'm coming for you, and it's over.
What does your mom think about this?
I bring my mom to work, she's going 150. She didn't get scared. In her eyes, she knows I'm a good driver. Like, she got mother's prayers, of course. She's gonna always pray for me, make sure everything works out every single time, but she's not too sure.
This is not good, y'all. This shit not okay.
I wouldn't say I created swim, so it started off as a joke between me and right? Floating, swimming, and then we're like, why does that sound kind of nice?
So I'm here with...
Rico 350, where's 981? Float.
And I'm Tommy G, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Who out of this group is the high-speed specialist?
This nigga right here is like nasty on the track. This nigga right here, he's just nasty on the road. He can slide, drift, go fast.
Do not let...
This is crazy, bro.
What's the fastest you guys have ever gone in a car before?
170?
170?
183. 192.
That's life or death speed. What makes it worth it for you to put yourself in that position where you could go to the afterlife if you're not careful?
Bro, what's the fastest y'all ever went, bro? Say that shit in the comment section. Fastest I ever went, bro. And this is alleged. I'll say like 115, 110. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly.
I never like hopped in a car and went that fast fast off rip. It's kind of like I got used to it slowly, building up like a tolerance to speed. If you're watching this and you're a driver, then you know what I mean when you feel the rear wheels through the seat of the car.
You're super in tune and in touch. It's almost like the car is an extension of your body.
You have senses from the seat, the steering wheel, the audio cues, how loud the engine is, if your tires are squealing. You have so many cues in it, and it's really up to you to take all that sensory input and be able to drive properly. But it's we're not trying to do this shit forever. We genuinely want to hop on the track, just go crazy. It's just a track right now. It's expensive, and people are shutting the tracks down.
Do you guys know anyone that has crashed or died or gotten injured doing this?
Oh shit.
For sure, but nobody that's really passed away. No one ever passed away. If anybody were to seriously get hurt or crash or anything like that, I think it'll end it for everybody. I think we'd all stop.
There's a risk of hurting someone that's completely innocent. Someone could be on their way to work. Someone could be going to pick up their kid from soccer practice. How does that factor in your driving and what you think about when you drive?
I don't have to force nothing. If I get left, I get stuck, man.
What does that mean when you get left?
If I'm following 981 or I'm following float and they think it's cut I can't take, I'm not taking it. We swim for each other. We drive for each other. We don't drive for ourselves. I know exactly how each one of them drives and how I drive. So God forbid someone has to hard brake, the cars behind are already braking and looking for openings so we're not rear-ending each other.
Have you guys had any near misses?
Of course, but there's this one time.
This shit kind of crazy, bro.
After he took the cut, it was either I fit the cut or I'm gone. It's funny saying this, but we're not criminals. We have real jobs. We have insurance on our cars. We pay for our cars. People think, oh, it's daddy's money. That should be pissing me off, bro, because I did work hard as for this shit, bro.
Do you guys' moms know about this?
She knows, and she tells me every day to stop. And I tell her, look, I'm trying. We have a brand swim team, right? We're not trying to cut a reckless 24/7, bro. We got a 5M service coming up, a Settle Course service coming up, and honestly, we see the community, we see the love people you guys are giving us, and we're not gonna take this and just, throw it all away. It's like one of those stories where
this shit kind of crazy.
What do you say to the people that are super pissed when they see what you do? They're like, that's reckless, it's selfish, it's dangerous, people could die. What do you say?
This shit crazy, bro.
Honestly, bro, you're right. I agree with them, bro. I don't even argue with them.
Hey, these dudes are really cool, bro. I mean, not that they're doing these criminal activity, but it's I'm thinking they're gonna be, man, fuck them. Fuck all that, man. We driving because we driving, man. You just scared to get behind the wheel. You not fast and furious like us, bro. That's why you don't get it. You will never understand. Nah, bro, they all yeah, I should go to jail. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Yes, I don't want to do this forever.
People look at accidents and they see us putting up and racing through traffic, doing a whole bunch of dumb stuff. They see it as not precise. They're thinking we're just out there and we're trying to crash. We're not trying to crash. If anything, I would argue that when we're on the road, we're actually paying attention to the road more than anyone else on the road. Or another thing is drinking and driving. And we don't ever be under the influence ever.
Can't.
Behind the wheel.
Not driving the way y'all driving.
Tell me what's going through your head in the police chase. How do you get away? What are you thinking about? Are you trying to go a few streets then take an exit? You got a hideout? How do you evade police in this type of situation?
Hold on, don't give out too much sauce. You gotta bring your home.
There's people that might watch what you do and wonder how the police have not caught you yet. What is your answer?
I mean, truly, the way that we don't get caught is to stop being dickheads. New York has a no chase policy, and I can say this because I've been in, at least in swim at least, I got into the most cow chases, right? And I'm not saying it because I like that, I got the worst luck, bro. Honestly, got the worst luck of it.
I wanted to know what the legal perspective was on what swim team, squeeze bends, and all these other New York drivers were doing. What were the legal ramifications?
What the
How
fuck?
much jail time could they face? And why is it that they were so brazen about continually doing this? I talked to my guy Nate the lawyer to figure out more about this. He's a lawyer that runs a YouTube channel and breaks things down regularly. This is what he had to say.
I was about to say,
my name is Nate the lawyer. I'm a former prosecutor and a former law school professor. And what you've just seen on screen is known as reckless driving. In the state of New York, you could serve up to a year in prison if you recklessly drive. Reckless driving in New York is simple. It's if you drive in a manner that, quote, unreasonably interferes with the free and proper use of the public highways or unreasonably
up to a year is not insane.
Users of the public highway. Reckless driving is prohibited. Every person violating this provision shall be guilty of a misdemeanor, meaning you can serve up
is
to
this a misdemeanor?
If someone is injured or killed during the act of reckless driving, you could find yourself facing some serious charges.
Dangerous and disturbing exclusive video of young people driving their cars recklessly just before one of the cars crashed and killed 2 people.
Now, this driver was charged with manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide. He's facing up to 10 years in prison. If you are doing something that you know is inherently dangerous and could get someone killed or hurt, and then you do it anyway, that the law finds to be reckless and criminal in some cases. Driving a car 90 miles an hour in a 50-mile-an-hour zone is reckless. Someone could get hurt, someone could get killed, and if someone does, then you are on the hook for that homicide. There may be no fear of repercussions because of New York's bail reform laws. The misdemeanor of reckless driving, as you see on the screen, isn't eligible for bail. If someone commits this crime 10 times in the same day, they'll get bail every time because of New York's bail reform laws.
Yeah.
Now, some of you may not believe how insane New York's bail reform laws
are,
but
crazy.
They are insane.
That's
like
exactly
this guy
why
who was
these
arrested
motherfuckers, bro.
101 times for shoplifting and let go every time because of New York's bail reform laws. Or this guy who was arrested for 3 assaults in one day, even threw a brick through a store window. He was released every single time.
What the hell is going on? Bro, when they say New York is Gotham City, bro, they're not lying, bro. New York is literally Gotham City. 101 times? 3 times in one day, man. Slap a felony on him. Put him in jail, no bail. Court case, his court case is due next year. Like, yo, it's crazy, bro.
On bail reform. Or the story of these 4 people who chopped up 2 bodies, left body parts all around the state of New York, and then when the cops went to their home, they found blood, body parts, guts, everything in their home. Guess what the judge did? He released them without bail. When you put everything together, I think these guys are doing it because they don't really have any fear that they're going to kill.
No way, that's brutal. Nah, that's crazy.
Anybody.
Hey, was my mic off?
Reckless driving, they'll get arrested and charged, but they'll probably be let out the same day on bail reform. Then we can go out and do it again. If you need legal advice, if you're looking to this YouTube video to help you in your case, you're looking at the wrong place.
How long was my mic
I'm
muted?
Nate the Lawyer, and I'm out. Peace.
After hearing what Nate the Lawyer said, hearing that there's no consequences really for what these guys
They
are doing,
found
it makes sense why they're doing it. Back to the swim team.
How often do you guys get nervous doing this?
So when I started, I used to get super nervous, especially when I used to run.
I'm so confused.
It's not because I don't like cops. It's simply because it got to a point where I couldn't afford the tickets anymore. Because I was getting singled out for no reason. The speed limit is 50, right? So I would be on the Bell Parkway and I'm going 70, 75. I'm doing the same speed everyone else comes at. However, when the state trooper sees everyone else and me, they single me out because I'm in a white Porsche. So then they think I can afford the ticket, but in the beginning I could, but then that shit started stacking up. And if you're gonna say, oh, then just don't speed, I wasn't speeding. I was just keeping up with the flow of traffic, right? And then I just started running one day because I just couldn't afford the tickets anymore. And then it just started from there. I was super nervous at first. You gotta count lawyer fees too. After the first time, I only got nervous one more time after that. And that was only because I got taken out of the house.
How many people were after you? 15 cars? Do you guys have to get away from helicopters before?
That's crazy.
I never had to. Thanks God. Honestly, but I feel like I don't do that situation. Oh yeah, I know what to do.
Has the news reached out to any of you guys?
Oh yeah, of course. Bro, I ain't going front. This is crazy. I'm like 87. I'm like 87 News at all. Because they reached out to me about my content and they still posted after I said no. And I don't like that. But yeah, this man knows article about us already.
So news reporters have reached out to you guys. They DM you, they email you. Okay, so Ali Bauman from CBS New York.
What the fuck?
Yeah, she did me twice. I was like, I just never responded.
What made you say no to her and yes to me?
Honestly, bro, you're not a cop. Yeah, you're not associated with the law. You don't have an ulterior motive. I genuinely feel like you're not gonna try to paint a bad picture with it. And we've seen your videos, we've seen the work you do, and the type of, honestly, you've interviewed people that do worse stuff than us.
They did, yes, bro, he has.
So if you were keeping them safe, there's no reason why you wouldn't keep us safe, bro.
To me, it feels really fun to have no journalistic background, to be beating them at their own game.
Yeah, definitely.
That's crazy. Damn, man.
I feel like people in our generation just don't trust the news. They've lied so many times that their credit's gone with us.
No, yeah, definitely. Honestly, bro, I've been getting more accurate shit from TikTok.
Pull over, take the tracker out the whip. Range Rover Sport.
What the fuck is playing in my ear, bro? I forgot Tommy G videos are getting
Swim team and let's hear their specialties.
float, swim team. You already know.
And what's your specialty?
My specialty is floating. All I do is float. That's my name. That's what I do. It's everything.
Do you feel like you have to look over your shoulder doing this kind of stuff?
I always look over my shoulder. I'm always 981. I would say I'm kind of camera shy, but like my specialty is like I do a little bit of everything. But when it comes to like the the corporate side of things, the brand and stuff, like I'm basically like the brains behind that whole.
Wait, so you're trying to turn this into a video game?
I mean, we already kind of did. It's a game, so it's called Assetto Corsa. So basically, we host servers, and you just gotta take the link, hop on the server, and if any one of us happens to play on the server, you get to drive with Swim risk-free.
Whereas 981 and his team are well aware that a lot of his fans are young males that might try and replicate what they do, and knowing that is incredibly dangerous, his team has done something so you can join them in the safety of your home. They built this online Assetto Corsa server so you can drive, swerve, drift, whatever you want. All you need is a computer, internet connection, and it's recommended you have a steering wheel. Details to join this server are in my description.
Do you think you're wanted by law enforcement?
They definitely know about us. I mean, me specifically, I have no clue. If I am wanted, I'm sorry. I don't hate everyone. I just don't want the ticket.
What do you go by?
Brick 250 or Brick 50, either one is fine.
Imagine this. You've been framed and sent to
BQ Brick 50. How long was my mic
What's your
muted?
specialty?
Well, right now, I think the fans would probably say my specialty is probably police chases, cop chases, and stuff like that. But in my opinion, I think drifting though.
How many police chases do you think you've been in?
Honestly, bro, I lost count probably because I posted at least 30, I think. So I think I have.
You have at least 30 police chases on the internet right now.
Yeah.
Why is it
That's
worth
crazy as fuck.
potentially going to prison?
No matter how you look at it, it's not worth it at all. Me being how I am as a person, bro, it's fun, bro.
Who are you?
So I'm Reaper.
What's your specialty?
I'm more of a low-key swimmer. I'm not really making videos and stuff, but if you know, you know.
Do you have any little brothers?
Oh yeah.
If they wanted to get into this, what would you tell them?
I'm a hypocrite, but I wouldn't recommend it. But
You don't recommend it?
No.
This is a question for the whole group.
He said,
How
hell
often
no.
do you guys have to change vehicles?
I say if you do it right, you could probably go a year to 2 years where you have to swap the car if you're smart. But you could do some dumb shit in one night that makes you have to swap.
What do you go by?
My name's Billy.
And what's your specialty?
Honestly, the fans kind of know me as Lester, I guess I would say. That's, if you get in trouble, you can call me. I'll help you with your situation.
So what makes this worth doing?
It's not worth doing. I wouldn't recommend doing it if I were you, but I can't make your decisions for you. So
Bro,
if you
what
are
is
going
going
to do
on?
this against our best wishes, I guess, just think about other people on the road and do whatever you can to bring it home without hurting yourself, hurting anybody else, or damaging any property.
This is crazy as hell. I can't believe this is real, bro.
Tell me how you think about taking on risks and danger.
I think if you're ever going to take on any risks or any danger, whether it's physical risks or financial risks, I think you should write down every single one of the variables that could be a factor in the risk that you're taking, and you should figure out what's the worst case scenario that could go wrong, any other kind of scenarios that could go wrong, and you want to figure out what the best case scenario is, and if that's worth the gamble for you, for the risks that are laid out on the table. But if those risks are worth the reward that you're going for, I think you should go for it. And if at any time you get too scared, the risks are too much for the reward, you don't want to risk it for the biscuit, then stop, because you're not built for it.
If you want an extraordinary life, you have to take extraordinary measures and risks and action, but know your lane and know when to sit out. And this is something I'm sitting out for.
Also, the story of Icarus, when you have black wings and you fly too close to the sun, never feel like you got it on lock 24/7.
The story of Icarus comes from Greek mythology, and it recounts the tale of Daedalus and his son Icarus, who were imprisoned on the island of Crete by King Minos. To escape, Daedalus fashioned wings made of feathers and wax for him and Icarus. Warned by his father not to fly too close to the sun, Icarus disregarded this advice. As he soared higher and higher, the wax melted, causing his wings to fail, and he plummeted into the sea and drowned. This story serves as a cautionary tale warning against the dangers of overconfidence and recklessness. And this story, I think, is very relevant to Mr. Squeeze Benz.
My son Stolen couldn't make it, but he wanted to say what's up to y'all, feel me?
Anything you gotta say for the camera, brother?
Shout out my son Jolly too, he couldn't make it. Yeah, so you asked us these questions. What do you think of swimming?
So here's the thing, I think danger is good in somebody's life, but when you endanger someone else while you're having your own fun, that's where I'm iffy about it. Yeah. I admire the courage, I admire the bravery, but when other people's lives are at risk, to me it's like it's a hard battle, you know what I mean? Like, if I lost a friend because someone was just having fun on the road, I'd want to kill that guy. I also, as a young man who does dangerous things too, get it. But I highly advise you, don't try it out.
Shit crazy. bow, 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 bow. Eat booty, yeah, 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 yeah. Sorry.
We met these guys here to do B-roll of their cool cars. But while waiting their turn, a couple of them decided to do donuts in a parking lot where there were many families. Because of this, the police were called, and in a few minutes, an NYPD helicopter arrived on the scene. This is what happened next.
Well, we got a dip in a second. You seen that, right? Yeah.
Hello folks, I'm Tommy G, here with the most wanted drivers in New York. Look, they're peeling out. Folks, I wasn't lying when I said these guys are wanted. Well folks, I think it's time we get out of here.
Well, how do they afford these cars?
Realize that the choices you make can impact other people. There's dangerous things you can do that just impact yourself. When it impacts scared civilians,
how the fuck they?
Get out of here. Let's go. I'm conflicted with this
how
video,
the
folks.
Fuck they afford these cars?
A lot of young people are gonna think this is cool, and their brain is not developed enough to realize the risk to other people. And I feel like you gotta pick and choose your battles. And like while it is exciting, statistically, eventually, someone is gonna crash, someone's gonna die, someone's gonna get paralyzed, and the game that sounded so fun is not so fun anymore.
Went from Game Boys to scales, now I play